Point 1. A crucible is 5 grams. A crucible of 5 grams weighs 10 grams after filling with fresh soil. So crucible 5 grams. Then it weighs 10 grams after filling with fresh soil. Crucible plus soil, 10 grams. It is then heated in an oven at 1000 degrees centigrade for 1 hour. After cooling in a desiccator, the weight was 8 grams. So crucible plus soil after heating and cooling, 8 grams. The percentage of water in the soil is dash. Okay, now 0.8, 0.2, 0.4, and then 0.6. Now, the crucible weighs 5 grams, and when a wet soil is added, it weighs 10 grams. That means the weight of the wet soil will be 10 grams minus 5 grams, which will give you 5 grams. So the wet soil weighs 10 grams. If you add it to the weight of the crucible, that is why we call this 10 grams. Now, after heating, the weight of the crucible from soil weighs 8 grams. That means the water that have evaporated as a result of this heating equals this 10 grams minus 8 grams, which is 2 grams. That is the weight of water present in that soil. And the soil itself is 5 grams. Now, what will be the weight or percentage of the water in the soil? The water is 2/5 of this weight of the soil. And if it is to be converted to 1, that then means that this water forms 0.4%, while the rest of the soil forms 0.6%. Because the water forms 2 grams out of 5. So if you are to reduce it into 1, the water will now form 0.4, while the soil will form 0.6. So the correct option is option C. Question number 22. The waste product in plants used in the conversion of ice to leather is the alkali, the resin, the tannin, and gum. Is option C, tannin. That is why we call the process tanning of leather. It's tannin. Number 23. The correct sequence of the movement of urea during urine formation is A. Glomerulus to Bowman's capsule to convoluted tube to Henle's loop to collecting duct. B. Convoluted tube to glomerulus to Henle's loop to Bowman's capsule to collecting duct. C. Glomerulus to Bowman's capsule to convoluted tube to Henle's loop and to collecting tube. D. Convoluted tube, Bowman's capsule to Henle's loop to glomerulus to collecting tube. Now, from our knowledge of formation of urine in the excretion of nitrogenous waste in vertebrates or terrestrial vertebrates, the kidney is a principal organ. And the functional unit of the kidney are the nephrons. Okay, this question is testing your knowledge of the structure of a nephron. And if you see a nephron, it is made up of blood vessels that forms a ball. In a cup-like structure. Which we call the Bowman's capsule. And the diagram is such that okay. Now, this is the nephron. There are blood vessels around the whole structure here. Now, this structure is the glomerulus. This one is our Bowman's capsule. Here, we have our proximal convoluted tubule, which descend into the U-shaped loop of Henle. Then we have distal convoluted tubule. Then we have our collecting duct here. So, in the formation of urea in urine, it begins from here. The glomerulus will bring the blood that contains urea. Then, filtration takes place here, and the urea plus other materials will move into the capsular space. So it is from the glomerulus to the Bowman's capsule. Then from the Bowman's capsule, it moves down along the capsular space to the proximal convoluted tubule, into the loop of Henle, to another distal convoluted tubule, until it comes to the collecting duct. So this is the sequence. It's glomerulus to Bowman's capsule, to distal or proximal, convoluted tubule, to loop of Henle, then to distal convoluted tubule, to collecting duct. So if you go back to our options here, option A, glomerulus, Bowman's capsule, convoluted tubule, Henle's loop, collecting duct, would have been the correct option, and it has the same sequence with option C. Something is wrong with these options. They have missed out the distal convoluted tubule. So it is not in their sequence here. So you can see that from these options, option A and C, are supposed to have been the correct answers. lack the distance calculated to. So there is no right option in these questions because it has left out the distance convoluted to, and option A and C are the same. So the correct option for this question is not among the options given here. Blizzards, the lowering of the dollar fold is used to A. Defend their territory, B. Attract rates, C. Frighten enemies, and D. Catch insects. So if you look at blizzards, you have the dollar fold at the neck region here, and then the notchal crest at the back. Whenever an enemy wants to intrude into their territory, they lower the dollar fold and then it raises the notchal crest. So the correct option here is to frighten the enemies. It's used to frighten enemies away from their territory. That is option C. Number 25. The photosynthetic pigments include A. Chloroplasts and cytochromes, B. Melanin and hemoglobin, C. Chlorophyll and carotenoids, D. Carotenoids and hemoglobin. Now, if you look at these options very well, what they are talking is photosynthesis, and photosynthesis is limited to plants. So, in plants, they have photosynthetic pigments, and they include chloroplasts and cytochrome. Cytochrome is a respiratory pigment and not a photosynthetic pigment, but chloroplast is a photosynthetic pigment. So A is not the correct option because cytochrome is a respiratory pigment and not a photosynthetic one. B. Melanin and hemoglobin. These pigments are found in animals and not in plants. Melanin is found in the skin of animals. This is the pigment that gives color to the skin. And hemoglobin is attached to red blood cell for the conveyance of oxygen. So option B cannot be the correct option. If you look at D, carotenoids is there, yes, it's a photosynthetic pigment, but hemoglobin is found in animal and not in plants. So the correct option is option C, chlorophyll and carotenoids. They are found in plants and they are the pigments used for photosynthesis. Number 26. The highest level of ecological organization is A. Ecosystem, B. Niche, C. Biosphere, D. Population. So we are considering ecological organization where the organisms are organized from the cells, tissues, organ system to the organism. Then the organism again, different species of organism forms a population. Then from population, you form a community. Then different communities, they interact in a given area with their non-living part of the environment to form the ecosystem. And that is the highest level of ecological progression. And so the correct option now will be ecosystem, which is option A. So the highest level of ecological organization is the ecosystem. 27. A biotic factor which affects the distribution and abundance of organisms in a terrestrial habitat is A. pH, B. Competition, C. Temperature, D. Light. Now, in a given ecosystem, we have the non-living and the living parts. The non-living part of the ecosystem forms the abiotic factors, while those factors from the living organisms forms the biotic. So this question is the biotic factor that affects the distribution of organisms they are looking for. If you look at pH, pH is not a living thing, it's a non-living thing, so it's abiotic. Temperature is abiotic. Light is abiotic. When you look at competition, competition comes from other living things. So it is the only biotic factor there. And so the correct option should be that competition, which is option B. which is option B. Number 28, the eye defect that arises because the cornea is not curved smoothly is A. Astigmatism, B. short-sightedness, C. long-sightedness, and D. presbyopia. So, it cannot be astigmatism. It has nothing to do with short-sightedness or long-sightedness. In short-sightedness, the individual will see only objects that are close. Then in long-sightedness, organisms that are close by, organisms or objects that are close by cannot be seen except they are far away. So when the cornea cannot curve smoothly, we call it presbyopia. That is option D. Number 29. Which of the following is an example of parasitism? So in parasitism, the parasite benefits from the host while the host loses in the relationship. Then let's look at the options given to determine which one is parasitic. A squirrel living in abandoned nest of a bird. Here the bird has abandoned the nest. The nest is no longer useful to the bird, and so that relationship cannot be parasitic. B. Mistletoe growing on an orange tree. The mistletoe is a parasite. It grows on an orange, deriving nourishment from the orange tree. C. Fungi growing on a dead tree branch. The tree branch is already dead. So the tree is not losing anything from the dead branch again. D. Cattle egrets taking ticks from the body of cattle. Those white birds following cattle, they are cattle egrets. They pick a tick from the body of the cattle. So the cattle is benefiting, and the cattle egret is benefiting. The cattle egret is eating from the cattle, and the cattle is benefiting because the tick that causes disease in it is being removed. So it's not parasitic. So the only option that is parasitic here is option B. The mistletoe, it lives on the orange tree. So Osturia goes into the xylem and phloem vessels of the orange tree, and it derives nourishment from there while the orange tree is losing. So the only correct option there is option B. Number 30. The increasing order of the particle size in the following soil types is A. Silt, sand, clay, gravel. B. Clay, silt, sand, gravel. C. Silt, clay, sand, gravel. D. Clay, sand, silt, and gravel. In particle size, we all know that the clay soil has the least particle size, followed by the silt, then the sand, and the gravel. So the correct option is option B. Option B.